Good evening, folks. We're here today with Fixing Everything channel. We're working on a '06 Kia Sportage all-wheel drive V6. We're going to be replacing the radiator in it. All right, first thing you're going to want to do is reach over and disconnect one of your battery terminals. It's just always good to do when you're messing with anything electrical. Second of all, you're going to come to the front and you're going to take this little piece of shroud off here and this little breather Snorkel. It's got two little push lock clips in the Snorkel. You just pry them up with a pair of pliers or a clip remover. What holds on the little vanity over top here, over the top of the radiator, is this type of most likely common clip. You just screw it, and if it doesn't unscrew, put a little screwdriver right up underneath the lip as you're turning it, and it'll pop right up. I'll be right with you with more stuff and steps to do, but first of all, you're going to mainly need a 10 millimeter socket to disconnect the battery terminal and the water reservoir. The cooling fans will come off with that, and so will the radiator mount brackets on each side. And I'm going to be changing the thermostat also, and it's another 10 millimeter. A good pair of pliers is next. I'll be right back with you. Okay, we're going to remove the reservoir, which was two little 10 millimeters on each side of it. Once you get your 10 millimeters out, you lift your overflow tube away from where it, just pull it straight up by the tube. The bottom side here is going to have a little hose on it. This little hose here has been on here a while, but most of the time you just grab it, pull it, it comes right off. If you tilt your jug sideways, sometimes some of the fluid won't come out, but mostly drain everything first. This one just happens to have a hole in it, no water, so no antifreeze or anything. Next, we'd unplug your cooling fan. Press in this clip here. Pull it away from here. To get this off of the radiator, the radiator cooling fans, you really don't have to take this loose. This one was already popped loose, but you can just take these things and kind of lean them sideways if you've got to, and that's all. I just left my breather Snorkel laying over to the right hand side, and now I'm going to start with the hoses, and then I'm going to take the cooling fans out. Okay, for those of you that may receive a little problem with your hose clamps, a lot of people don't have that little tool that you just slide on it, and it's on a cable, and you squeeze the end of it, and it pulls these things together. These clamps sometimes will be close to stuff. If you can, get you, any kind of pliers or anything that you can just get enough pressure on it that you can rotate the hose enough. Just spin the hose so you can actually get to it and unclamp it. Okay, next is the 10 millimeter bolts that holds the fan shroud in, right here. That one's on the other side. A little harder to see, but you can see it down in there. Right here. That's this wire right here. Take it out. Make sure you got your overflow tube off the tip of the reservoir radiator, and you should be able to just lift it straight up. Okay, now that I pull my my cooling fans out, I'm gonna reach down here and take loose the transmission cooler lines off of the radiator and then the bottom radiator hose. These are a 18 millimeter. I always put something here to hold so I can turn this loose, but that's not the big important issue. That's only if you have an issue getting it loose. Other than that, you should be able to get it loose, pull it straight off. The new one, always hold here when you're tightening this up so it doesn't break loose here. Alright, now since you pulled your radiator cooling fans out of there, it's a little snug because of this little piece here and because of the upper radiator hose fitting and the neck, but you'll be able to get it back past there, flex it just a tad bit, not too much, don't break anything. You need to take these transmission cooler lines loose. It's the 19 millimeter. There's one on the top, one on the bottom, and then the bottom radiator hose just like the top. Pull it back and set it to the side. I'll be right back with you. right after you get all your hoses loose from this side, you got them set back out of the way. You're going to take this 10mm bolt right here loose, which is the radiator support bracket, and then lean the radiator out this way and pull it straight up. Okay folks, once you lean the radiator forward, you'll have your air conditioner condenser on the opposite side. It has a 10mm bolt right here and right here. Take those two loose, slide it up off of the radiator, and then pull the radiator out. Okay folks, like I said, once you get those two 10mm screws out, you just lift up on the condenser and it releases out of two little slide clips on the bottom of the radiator. Just set this back inside here. Make sure that your two little rubber grommets are still down there for your new radiator, and you've saved your two round rubber grommets for the upper side of the radiator support. Drop your new radiator in and reverse steps. Thank you. I hope this has helped you a lot. Make sure that when you fill this vehicle up, you fill up the top radiator hose with antifreeze as much as you possibly can first, with the bottom hose on, so that way you've got fluid in the block. Thank you, and join us, like us, subscribe us. Fixing everything.